Buenos dias and buenas noches, my beautiful people. We're just gonna make the introductions very short today because we have a lot to get through. If you like my content, you can subscribe if you want. It doesn't cost you a penny. While you're at it, you can also give that fluffy thumbs up. Now, let's start the review. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is the dumbest game you could probably ever play. I wanted to get full context of what's going on with the story, get an idea of what the gameplay would be like, and needless to say, it was a lot worse than I thought. We will start with everything with the gameplay, and then we'll move on to the juicy part of the video, which is of course, the story. So, Suicide Squad was made by Rocksteady, the same guys that did the Arkham Trilogy. Well, not really, since the people that worked there are all gone now. They're basically a former version of themselves. And with my history towards the Arkham Trilogy, I have only played Arkham Knight when it first came out, and I thought it was a fantastic game. You really do get the full Batman experience. It wasn't until November last year I started replaying the trilogy with Arkham Asylum, which was a good foundation for the Arkham series, and now currently up to the latter parts of Arkham City, which is a big step up from the first game. And also having experience with Arkham Knight already, all three games, fantastic. Arkham Origins, I will play it once I finish Arkham City. After saying that, it makes you wonder what has happened to Rocksteady. Why follow up the Arkham Trilogy with a Suicide Squad game that nobody asked for? It was only logical to just follow up with either a Superman game, or even a Superman-Batman team-up game, or hell, even a Justice League game.
King is death. Bruce Wayne finally returned, drawn back to the light by the metahuman superheroes from Metropolis. They asked Batman to join the Justice League. He accepted. And so, the story of Bruce Wayne, the Batman, continues, far from the mean streets of the city that made him. I'm Jack Ryder. Thanks for taking this journey with me.
So they just ask him to join the Justice League. Wouldn't that be a great game? From the Arkham Trilogy to a team-up game with Batman and Superman. You start off the game as Superman, and you try to figure out about this demon bat figure, who obviously Clark knows it's probably Bruce. So probably during the game, you go find him, and then probably they can fight a villain that both of them can team up. And there you go. There's your duo. Or if you want the Trinity, you can have Wonder Woman involved as well. Wouldn't that be a great sequel to the Arkham Trilogy? But no, we got this. While even though we technically do get a Justice League game, only difference is we're actually killing them. Alright, because everyone's gone, and you also got a consultant company to fuck around with your story. Anyways, let's move on to the gameplay. This is probably the most brain-dead gameplay you'll ever experience. It's a third-person looter shooter while also being a live service game, and your job is to basically fight off BRANIACS forces while eventually one by one you fight the Justice League and kill them, and eventually you work your way up to fight Brainiac himself. That's the goal of the game. Currently, with the base game, you start off with 4 playable characters consisting of Harley Quinn, King Shark, Captain Boomerang, and the real Deadshot.
Isn't Deadshot supposed to be white?
Aren't you supposed to be shutting your damn mouth? Kangaroo-looking ass.
Because you are Australian.
And the funny thing is, with this team, only one of them is a metahuman, while the other 3 are just regular humans. Keep that in mind, we're not done with it yet. So the game will let you try out each character till eventually you decide to pick who do you want to play as. I ended up playing as King Shark most of the time. I just prefer his Traversal a bit better. You know, he's a big boy and he's the most tolerable of the 4. But yeah, in saying that, each character does have their own way of traversing through the map. King Shark can super jump with his Atlantean powers. Deadshot has a jetpack. Harley Quinn uses Batman's grappling gun and his drone. And Captain Boomerang uses a Speed Force Gauntlet, which allows him to move super fast like the Flash. So this is as close to playing as the Flash as we'll ever get. After using everyone's Traversal, Harley Quinn's is definitely the weakest, just because it feels like you're moving really slow and you're very limited with the cooldown, which, by the way, there is a cooldown when you use your Traversal, which doesn't make sense. I prefer we don't have a limiter, so we can go as fast or as far as we want. I don't know why they even did that. It feels too restricted. But anyways, Deadshot's pretty basic with the jetpack, but it gets you from point A to point B. Captain Boomerang's took a bit getting used to. Once you realize how his speedster stuff works, it's actually really fun. And King Shark's is basic, but it's good. It just reminds me of the Hulk. But again, Harley Quinn's Traversal is just not really good. The only fun part about it is when you start latching onto your drone, you swing him back and forth like a swing. And it's really fun just swinging around, shooting at enemies. It definitely feels exactly how Harley would play, if that makes any sense. But besides that, everyone else basically plays the same. They all use guns. Each character has a weapon type that they don't use, which I don't understand. You may as well just have them use all types of guns. But then you will say, what about the ground pound or the finishers? Well, it's really depends on your personal preference and style and animation. Other than that, they function the same. Similar to Borderlands, you get yourself a skill tree or talent tree. Oh, for fuck's sakes. In Borderlands, you got 3 different playstyles to choose from, and if you want, you can respect it as well. In Suicide Squad, every time you level up, you're just forced to use the other skill tree. There are moments where you can pick which talent you want to choose out of 2 or 3 options, but they're really far and few between. Majority of the time, you will be leveling up once and you put it in that tree. Second time, you go to the next tree. Third time, you go to the third tree, and then once you level up again, you might eventually hit a different route you want to choose from. So this whole choose your playstyle is really just BS, man. You're basically going to play the same, just maybe different status effects or combos. I just picked the perks that benefit me as a solo player, since your boy played by himself. Ain't no way his friends were going to spend money on this f***ing game. There is, of course, the loot. You can pick up different rarities of guns, bomb mods, shields, and even traversals. If you play Destiny, if you play Borderlands, you basically know what you're in for. And how you get them is through these little loot bugs, if you could find them, or doing these different missions for Penguin, Poison Ivy, Toyman, or even Argus. And every single one of them are fetch questy or protect the payload type of missions, and they are so boring and repetitive. You're basically doing the same thing. This is basically what you're gonna do in the post game. And even if you go into a different Earth to get special villain themed loot, like currently the Bane stuff, you'll be doing one of those same missions just on a time limit.
Watch for suppression troopers on your next mission, Task Force X. They hit hard at close range. Don't embarrass yourselves.
They give us all these enemy types, these sort of different enemy types, but they all look the goddamn same. Like, what the blooming hell, guys? Look, I tried to continue with the post-game stuff. I can only give the game an hour or 2 of my time. That's how quickly I just fall out from caring. It's also probably because the characters I play as, I don't really care. Besides King Shark, the gameplay is very, very generic, and it was fun to begin with, but afterwards, there's no mix-up to the gameplay. Even with bosses, it's disappointing. Which, let's get into it. The bosses. You fight 4 of the Justice League members: Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Superman. Do you want to know if there's anything different between them? Not a whole lot. See, what you gotta do is you gotta do this reaction bullet, which is, I guess, somewhat of a shooter version of the counter from Batman Arkham. Both visual cues are quite similar. You just aim at it and then you just shoot it with the reaction bullet, and that's how you pretty much counter enemies. And you do the same thing with the Justice League. With the exception of Batman, each Justice League member has a full bar health and also another bar below, which is basically the stagger meter, where you build up a certain type of weakness weakness that belongs to that hero, and once you fill up that bar, you'll be able to do heaps of damage towards them. In other words, you just shoot the heroes to death. That's it. Out of all the bosses, I guess Green Lanterns is more exciting. I did play as Deadshot for that moment, and it was pretty cool just bobbing and weaving, trying to avoid all of Green Lantern's constructs. But again, you're just shooting the heroes to death. Batman doesn't have a stagger meter because he's human, so you just basically shoot him in the face. I don't know how you can just really drop the ball when it comes to a Batman boss fight. They try to do this whole Nightmare Batman thing where he's coming to get you and you gotta switch on the vents or something like that to mix the fear toxins, but it wasn't scary. It wasn't like how it was in Arkham Knight when you play as the Joker in first person with a gun and you're just shooting all these Batman statues. The lighting in that scene was so good compared to what we got here, where it's really colorful and just really out there, and it was lame. It was super lame. You're up against Batman, and I expected this boss to be super difficult, where he's just hunting you, stalking you. He basically does it when you're in the open world. He just stalks you in the background, which I thought that was a cool touch. Wait.
All patrols, your priority is to integrate, not exterminate.
And let's be Deadshot, and we can actually get a better look. Where'd he go? Son of a bitch, he's gone. But in the actual fight, he just pops around like a bloody boogeyman going ooh, or a cheap jump scare. It would have been cool for his gameplay to be similar to how we played as Batman in his main games, using every tool at his disposal. But no, he just plants bombs in your way and you just shoot him away. Wow. And then the final part of the boss is you fight a giant demon bat, and that's it. It's a very old school type of boss battle where you're on a platform fighting a giant boss, and he's basically a big ass target for you to shoot, and it's really not that hard to do. If you played any old school game, you basically done it before. And don't get me started with Superman. We will save that for later. Despite our story-driven game being online all the time with no offline mode, having to deal with constant crashes and disconnects from our friends, at least the store works. I do find it funny that you can choose the cheaper option for your cosmetic bundles just by pressing the triggers, and once you raise the price, it leads up to basically, what, 30 American dollars to buy it? What are you doing, Rocksteady? Why are you asking people that paid $70 US to pay more for cosmetics? I know that you can unlock cosmetics through the Riddler challenges, but a lot of them are really lame. The best cosmetic I've earned was probably the Riddler hat for King Shark, because that joke was the only best joke they had.
Go get him, Flash!
Well,
Okay, that joke was pretty funny. I really doubt that heaps of people are willing to pay up money for all these overpriced cosmetics. This game is really dead on arrival. There's no way going around it. No matter how much you love this game, it's truly dead. The player base has already dropped a whopping 60% of them. I guess the only good thing I could say about the game is at least the soundtrack is not bad. It's only when you're in combat that the music goes really obnoxious and loud, and it's really distracting, but I get it. It's supposed to match with the Suicide Squad's personality since they're freaking loud and annoying. My two favorite tracks are definitely the Batman boss theme and also Superman's. Very movie level quality. definitely give it a thumbs up. Okay, now we got the gameplay out of the way. Let's talk about the story.
Oh my god, guys. We welcome all heroes. Oh my god, it's woke. Woke. Oh, the pushing gay LGBT, whatever the fuck. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Oh, if you have eagle vision like that, well, it's not. I mean, it's the first thing you see here, but. Shut up, Harley. People getting hung up by this, come on, you know. Oh, it's a stupid flag. Yeah, I get that. But it's not something to really, really complain about. Because there are many worse things about this game. Which, the number one is, the story is dumb so far. The writing is shit. And the jokes are just dog shit.
This has to be probably the dumbest story I've ever seen in fiction. Just the whole premise itself is dumb. 3 humans and a superpowered shark man up against literal gods being brainwashed by an alien controlling a skull ship that basically turned 99% of the population into his slaves. This premise alone just does not work, and for any of you saying, well, it's comic book stories, it's always like that, doesn't mean it's good. There's a reason why certain stories like Superman All-Star, The Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke, etc. are referenced a lot because they're the best ones. You don't see him mentioning certain other storylines that are downright garbage. And this game is a perfect example of a stupid story that should be left forgotten. Before I get ahead of myself, let's talk about the voice acting. It's actually pretty good. Mostly everyone has done a good job. I would say Deadshot's performance is really lacking. He just sounds like he's bored. He sounds uninterested with the script. I don't know if that's how he should be, but yeah, it sounds like he's very disinterested.
We're out on good behavior. Waller, shields down. Gizmo, you reading me, man? Y'all are stomping all over my moment here.
And we definitely have to mention that Kevin Conroy yet again kills it as Batman.
Green Lantern, I have the Flash. Your 4 escaped criminals. They led me right to him. No, not a threat at all. Still, let their corpses strike fear into those who'd resist.
We've recently got news that this game isn't his last performance, which is good. I just hope the next project he's in is better. Now back to the story. I'm only going to talk about certain plot points in the story. If you want to see more detail about the story, Mauler will post a video where he just commentates the entire story and he slowly loses his mind. Link will be in the description. The certain plot points I want to talk about is, well, let's start off with plot armor. It has existed. We definitely have characters that do have plot armor in certain situations, but the thing is, you gotta hide it and make sure no one notices it. You do not want your audience to break that sense of disbelief, because even so, then you're gonna get a lot of comments saying he should have been dead, or this shouldn't have worked, or this doesn't make sense, this would not work in real life. So I get it, you know? Characters do have plot armor in certain situations, but if the story is really good, we can let it slide, and most of the time it's not really distracting. In this game, it is really front in your face that there's so many opportunities where the Justice League should have killed the Suicide Squad. I have never seen plot armor this thick in fiction in my entire life.
Do it.
Huh? Huh?
Failure!
I know you're worried about your kid. Zoe, right? I'll make sure she's safe and sound. After Brainiac transforms her.
Really? He could have killed us. He's saying he's just gonna leave minions to get. Oh my god, that's so dumb. Green Lantern could easily kill us.
How simple can you be? Stop them from getting to that bus.
Why don't you do it, Batman? Why don't you fucking come over here and kill us and do it yourself? You lazy bum? It's really hard to take this story seriously because don't give me that crap saying, well, it's actually supposed to be fun and goofy comic booky. Well, how about that scene between Wonder Woman and the Flash? That is probably the best scene in the entire game. Damn.
Wonder Woman? Did Green Lantern ever catch up with you? You know what? Looks like he did.
Flash, how do I stop this?
You can't. Brainiac's going to transform Earth into a new Kolu. Of course we'll have to kill every man, woman, and child to do it, even the dogs. Oof.
Barry,
Shit.
please, tell me how.
You have to kill us, Diana. We have to die to save the world.
Barry.
And it's mixed in with all this nonsense. Even Wonder Woman's death is treated seriously and with respect compared to the rest of the league where you just shoot them and you just piss on their corpse or just joke around in front of their dead bodies or even expose them to just their boxers. What the hell is this shit, man? Oh my god. So dumb. And while also ignoring lore details like how the Green Lantern rings work. And yeah, you want that cool construct of a shark destroying the shield. It's a cool spectacle, but you really have to dumb that shit down for it to happen. If you can't find a way to make it work or make sense, don't fucking do it. Now I know for sure the Defenders will go after me now. Look, it's okay to like shit stories. It's okay if you have low standards. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has high standards for a good story. You can enjoy something that's bad.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Don't go telling me that this is a masterpiece. You have your own platform for praising it. I have my own on shitting on it. Let's agree to disagree. Because if you're gonna tell me that the characters are great, that there's really good development, what character development? Harley Quinn is loud and crazy. In the end, she's loud and crazy.
Do not touch us.
But you saying I can't really makes me
Yeah,
want
I heard
to,
about
you
this
know?
scene. She really wants to grab his ass.
Harley, no!
Worth it.
You know, if it was the other way around, we would have a big problem with mainstream media, right? With all the news articles or even Twitter. But no, this is okay. Deadshot is a very disinterested, boring plank of wood. He still is a disinterested, boring plank of wood. King Shark is a shark. And Captain Boomerang says the most generic Australian lines ever. It's basically how an American would write an Australian. And kudos to the actor portraying him. He's actually Australian, but it seems like he's trying so hard to not go full Bogan mode. Like he's trying to sound Bogan, but at least you can try to understand him. For those who don't know what a Bogan is, it's basically an Australian hillbilly.
Yeah, mate.
It's good to hear. Do you feel like a hero?
Not really. It's just something you got to do for the community, mate. It's like you look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you.
To realise, Daniel, if you can hear me, you know all good superheroes wear their jocks on the outside, so it kind of fits the brief, pardon the pun.
Yeah, but I had nothing on but me jocks.
And through the entire game, the characters won't shut up. Everything you do, wherever you go, even when you're in combat or you're just standing, they all have to comment on something. And it's just nonsense. It's just white noise to me. These bastards don't know when to shut the f up.
I'm still trying to get used to Captain Boomerang's traversal. God damn, everyone's fucking talking in this game. Oh my god, come on. There's so much talking, man. And I don't mind dialogue, but most of the dialogue is not great, so I don't fucking care. Still no sign of Superman, but I guess, you know, if Superman showed up early in this game, we'd be dead. They have to make some excuse. Oh my god, shut up. Hey, when all these characters talk over me, oh.
Can't undo.
Jeez. Normally the dialogue between, you know, the enemies in the Arkham Trilogy was very interesting and funny at times. But the mind control troopers here is very generic. Oh my god. Can anyone stop talking?
Even with Batman is chatting with you throughout the entire story, even he got a bit annoying, commenting on what you're doing, telling his forces to stop us before we complete the objective. Again, it's just really annoying. While we're on the subject, Batman himself, my god, that death scene. After having full context of what happened, it's still bad. His death is so crap. Almost 10 years with the Arkham games, and this is what we got. I don't blame people for considering this story not canon to them, because this is just garbage. Yeah, we have the tribute for Kevin at the end, which is sweet, but it's just a weird tonal shift from blasting his brains out to after you beat the game going, you will be missed, and it's all the sombering music and sad thing. And I get it, I really do, but it just doesn't fit. It really doesn't. I think people would have preferred better if he was the only member of the Justice League that was not corrupted, and then he used the Babel protocols and provides the squad with everything that they need to go up against the Justice League. And we can have touching moments with Batman and each member of the Justice League to help out. And then we might actually have a great death scene with him where he sacrificed himself to stop Brainiac. But no, of course, that Wonder Woman was the only one that was not corrupted by Brainiac. Alright, let's get this out of the way. We all know why she was not corrupted, especially when you have Sweet Baby Inc. consulting with the story. They probably didn't write the entire story, but we do know that it took 6 idiots and a group of activists to write this piece of shit of a story. Like, seriously, what was the point of Wonder Woman not being corrupted at all? She was just there for a handful of scenes and she dies. We get a cool fight scene between her and Superman, but that's pretty much it. And why should I care about this version of Wonder Woman?
You went out like you lived, doll. Looking sharp. And never listening to us.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You haven't established any of the Justice League for me to care, besides Batman, since he has 4 games. And I know you guys going to go, well, we have many movies and TV shows, a history of these characters. It doesn't matter. There's always a different interpretation of that character. Heck, Man of Steel Superman is really different from the animated version of Superman. They're completely different characters. That's how multiverse works. They're not the same character. They're different characters. Something that Marvel keeps screwing up. So sorry if I don't shed a tear on Wonder Woman's death, because I don't know this version of Wonder Woman at all. And at least she wasn't disrespected like her male counterparts were. But personally, I think Superman's death was the most disrespected. Someone commented in one of the cutscenes saying he was great in the 2 scenes he was in, and it just hit me. Superman only shows up when he fights Wonder Woman, then he gets injured, then he flies off, then he comes back when he's ready to fight you in his boss fight, and you kill him. That's it. Those are the only time we've seen Superman, and his hologram does not count.
Yeah, go Superman! Oh, fuck, it's Superman!
Finally, he shows up. Again, it's another situation where we have people who cannot write Superman.
This Brainiac wants to open negotiations aboard his ship. It's a trap.
Agreed. That much is apparent.
I hear you both, but we have to go in good faith. What if I had come to Earth and...
Cal, buddy, I mean, let's be real. You didn't show up in a giant skull.
I didn't choose how I got here, Flash. Now, I'll admit it's not the most inviting presence, but if we can avoid fighting altogether, we owe it to the people of Metropolis to try. They know the strength of the League, everyone does. Now let's show them our heart, our compassion.
Our recklessness. We can't just leave Metropolis undefended.
We'll be in the thick of it, Bruce. Talks get nasty, we toss that thing right back into space.
We're in this together, gang. The 5 of us united, there's nothing we can't do. Let's show them our intentions.
You know what they say about good intentions, Clark.
They had no clue what to do with him because they know he would kill the Suicide Squad instantly.
So, figure out who we're killing yet? Oh, fuck!
So they made some sort of excuse that it took longer for him to be corrupted, and he barely talked when he shows up evil until his boss fight, when he starts throwing puns at you the entire time. I don't know what I was dying from. Superman attacking me or cringe?
Never liked frozen fish. I thought you were meant to be on top of the food chain, Shark. I know you love an audience, Harley. Here's some thunderous applause. Come on, stare down the barrel, Lawton. Isn't that your thing? I do enjoy watching you suffer. Cold, huh? Puff and puff, Deadshot. I know it's all bluster, and you're going down.
I am so sick and tired of evil Superman plot lines. It's to the point that if we actually make a story about Superman being good and doing good things, to be original now. The past decade is just evil Superman, or shows that have Superman inspired characters are evil. Hell, I freaking predicted that Icarus from Eternals was going to be evil because he was the Superman of the group. And you know what? He was evil. I should be paid shit tons of money to predict that twist. It would have been so cool to play as Superman. His suit looks amazing. This is the best he's ever looked in a video game. But no, once you shoot him down, the game completely moves on and he's just there. His dead corpse is just there, and we're continuing on with the story. No moment, no nothing. Really shows that no one gives a shit about Superman. How about you give a writer that does give a shit about Superman?
But the people are retarded.
Man, you guys are boring when it comes to just making Superman evil. God damn it. I'm sorry, fellow Superman fans. We're just never going to get a Superman game. And then there was Brainiac. Damn, this Brainiac is really powerful. And it turns out he's not the only one. There are 13 Brainiacs to kill.
Into murder.
Master Minds. When Brainiac revealed himself, there was a multi-static response across dimensions. 13 Brainiacs.
No, 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 no!
Even if you were to somehow defeat one, your fight is far from over.
Wait!
We get to keep killing him over and over!
13 times the payback.
An eternal conflict.
This is beautiful, Lexi.
So even though you kill the Brainiac in the base game, there's 12 more to go.
What the fuck?
My name's Vril Dox. I'm the fastest man alive.
You just turned into what?
You see my...
Really? That's it?
So even beating the story, it's not complete. To get the real ending is to wait for the next 12 seasons of content to come out, and you'll get the true ending of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Honestly, the only thing I'm looking forward to are the DLC characters, because I'd rather play Joker and soon Deathstroke than any of these fucking idiots. Like seriously, why did we not have Deathstroke in the game? He's a much more popular character than Deadshot. They even played jokes about confusing him with Deathstroke, but I don't care because I'm just here going, just put in Deathstroke if you're joking about it.
Oh, come on, man. Are you seriously gonna keep teasing me with Deathstroke? He should have been in the game, not Deadshot. He sucks. Sorry. We'll continue in Season 1. And there's fucking Deadshot. He's so far away. I have to wait. Are you kidding me? We'll see how Miss Freeze goes. And I honestly don't give a shit about Deadshot's daughter. But Deathstroke, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me, game? Why are you making me wait? Why you tease me with Deathstroke the entire time? Deadshot sucks. Stop pushing him. Bloodsport was even a better character than him in the second movie. The only reason why he's here is because Will Smith played him. And I guess I have to wait until maybe, what, the later part of the year to get Deathstroke, since he's the last character to show up in the 4th season. This is the only reason why I bought the game. It's basically to become my guilty pleasure so I can play as Deathstroke finally. And Amanda Waller is really annoying as well. She just acts like she owns everything, like a whiny child. It's just, she's so damn annoying. Could have told her to stop it earlier.
I'm not gonna say you betrayed my trust, because you never had it. I counted on you going rogue to get us inside LexCorp.
All humans do is manipulate. In my home, Father would never...
I'm your daddy now, Shark!
Oh my
that
god.
Goes for all of you.
Really?
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy. Fuck it out. Wow, talk real big for fucking cunt.
Oh, those bombs ain't coming out.
Okay. That's a chair, woman! What? Jeez, you must have issues.
Now you better get that into your heads if you want to keep them.
Haha, very funny. And I'm a bit flabbergasted about the whole Poison Ivy being a kid and Harley just making these weird comments. Oh my god. I just can't. I don't understand why they decided to make her a kid.
She is not made of meat.
Doesn't even make sense.
Is this what you call a vegetarian?
I guess they were trying to go for the Groot route, but just make her an adult. Seriously.
My pheromones remember
Because
you.
we get these weird interactions between her and
Strange
Harley.
emotions. Tell me about it. Wasn't expecting you to come in fun size.
Oh my god.
You really don't know me? Harley and Ivy forever?
This was not.
10-story burning letters?
Oh my god, this was not in the trilogy at all. Alright, budget league. Huddle up. Oh my god. Stop, Harley.
Alright, look. We're all villains here.
With you so far.
But injecting a little girl with a brain bomb, that seemed like a lot to anyone else?
And not any little girl, my little girl. Oh, that came out weird.
Oh my god. How is this okay? This is oh, freaking losing my mind. Well, is Harley a pedophile? Who knows? Who fucking knows? I didn't write this shithole. Why? That is not, it's not funny. It's just weird. I mean, that's what happens when you have certain people writing this frickin' story. I don't know. I guess it's funny to them, but it's not really to any of us. Let's get to the humor. The humor is atrocious. Honestly, which bum did you grab from the street that told these kinds of jokes? So many puns. I don't know why. Everyone is punning, and every serious moment has to be undermined with a joke. Why are we going with this current MCU type of humor?
And so the Flash has expired. He saved our lives, yet we ended his. As honorable warriors, we will show proper respect to this fallen hero by...
Show a little class, man. That... Holy shit. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Makes sense. The gods have cursed you in every other way.
Oh, okay.
You're DC Comics. You're normally a bit more serious. Stop copying Marvel. Stop trying to be like James Gunn, because the only difference is he's got talent and he's actually got humor. These writers don't. The reason why that hat joke was actually funny is because no one was talking. No one was actually talking. It was a silent moment, a non-verbal joke, and I applaud to the animators for it, because these animators, these graphic designers, all the people that worked on obviously running the game did a fantastic job. It's really the writers that ruined this game and the corporate decisions that Rocksteady made. I'm telling you, when I'm saying this now, I don't see this game having any longevity. Maybe a year or two of content and that's it. This game is dead. Alright, I'm basically done. I'm done with this game. I can't play this game anymore. I can only play now currently 40 minutes. Took me a bit to record this video, and it's gonna take me a bit to edit this video as well. What do you think about the game? Comment down below and let me know. And you defenders giving excuses of why the story is good, don't even try. Just don't try, please. This story is shit. It really is a stupid story. Maybe if the stakes were smaller, then it would be tolerable. But because we're up against the Justice League and all the other baggage that comes with it, it's garbage. The gameplay is really meh and repetitive, but that story really put me off. I probably will play the DLC characters, and that's basically it. That'll be my fun. But there you have it, folks. I really appreciate you guys watching to the very end. This is probably going to be my longest video when it comes to commentary. I would really appreciate if you did subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter. You can see my shenanigans. I mostly just reply to tweets, really, or quote tweet some dumb crap. But yeah, I better let you guys go. So I wish you guys a good day or good night. Ciao.